Okay. Well, hello everyone. This is Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring, welcoming you to a special edition of Two Tutors Talking. I have the great privilege. I know everyone that I get, it's always a great privilege for me because some people don't like to talk to me. But but it seems like when we come together as tutors and as schools are about to open up and it's time to go back, and even if you are like a homeschool parent or if you're a general ed teacher, this is basically going to be the view for you. So I am so blessed and welcome to have Tutor Jannylie. Now, you're probably saying, I don't know if I've seen Tutor Jannylie. I'm like, yes, you have. If you've been on Facebook and you've seen a couple of her videos when she's breaking down those concepts, especially with fractions and all kinds of like multiplication, she is the girl that I was talking to. So I would love to introduce to you Miss Jannylie. How are you?
Hi, I am doing great, and finally I'm here on Two Tutors Talking.
Yes, she made it. She's made it to the big times. So, if anything, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am Janely, and I am an online math tutor from the Philippines, and I'm happy to be here. Hello, everybody.
So, what got you into tutoring? What is it about tutoring that you like?
Well, believe it or not, but my entire family is full of educators. My mom is a teacher, my dad is a teacher, my aunts and uncles, they are teachers, my cousins are teachers. It's an
Wow.
environment that I'm really used to. And when I was younger, I really love math and I really love sharing my knowledge or my ideas, my thoughts, my questions about math to my friends, to kids younger than me, and I think that kind of love is what inspires me to be an online math tutor now.
Oh, that's amazing. Like that's going to deep, deep generations. Like I know some people have their parents that were teachers. Um, oh yeah, so someone made it in. So we have like a little comment like, "Hi, Andre, I made it today." Yay.
Hello.
I know it's always kind of hard to see who it is because it just says Facebook user, but I have a feeling I think I know who it is. Um, so I mean to have all that, like you didn't feel pressure to like, okay, your mother's a teacher, your father's a teacher, your uncle, your aunties, your cousins, your distant ancestors, everybody was a teacher. Now, you said you always wanted to tutor, or was it like, you're gonna be a teacher and that's it?
Well, in college I used to study engineering, so so the being a teacher is really not online on whatever the things I was doing, but one way or another, God put me here, and I think um with all the years of experience with teaching and helping young learners, I think this is really where I belong.
Yes, yes. It's always great when you finally get that calling. I mean, it's not, a burning bush as a lot of people like to kind of think, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just that notion because sometimes we all think, because teaching wasn't my forte either. I was playing professional basketball and I was everywhere else. But then all of a sudden, I just had a niche, and especially math. I was terrible at math. I don't even know how it all became. But, really when you got into the tutoring, like what was like if you can think back, now you want to be a teacher, you got your degree, and you said, I'm gonna start tutoring. Like what was that like?
Well, maybe because during the pandemic, well, my parents are teachers, right? And we resorted to online classes. And since they are in the older generation, they aren't really used with all the technology. So I am helping my dad do his online teaching. And there are a lot of things I realized while doing that, especially about the education system, not only here in the Philippines, because I'm pretty sure the thing that's happening during the pandemic, it's worldwide. And I
Yes.
realized that, I think I can share my knowledge, my expertise to young learners in a way that is more personalized, more tailored to their needs, and wherein I can focus on helping one student to be better. So that's where the idea really started during the pandemic, and eventually I officially became an online math tutor just April this year. So it's
Okay.
been very recently, and I'm still doing some tweaks on things, but I learn as I go.
Okay, and that's perfectly legit. It doesn't even matter. Like, you may think that, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
just started in April and I'm still fresh. And I'm like, but still, you had your first client basically in April.
Yes.
What was it like for, like, what did you notice, or what can you tell us about that first client?
Oh, are you asking about the business side or about the tutoring
Yes,
side? The
the
business
business
side.
side. Mm-hmm.
I just realized that it is because I used to work for companies before, and I don't look for clients myself. Like the company provides you know what I'm talking, right? The company provides the
Right.
clients and I'm just gonna do the teaching. I'm relaxed and everything. But being an entrepreneur made me realize that I still have a lot of things to learn. And I'm really blessed to have my very first client in the very initial stage of my business, because as there I like what I've said, I learn as I go, and I wasn't really the perfect businesswoman at the time, but since people have been very patient and very generous in sharing their knowledge with me, I mean, I have a very supportive community. Until now, I still have that client with me, and it's the relationship is becoming better, and I am becoming a better entrepreneur. I'm becoming a better tutor, and that's something that I'm really proud of, because before I never thought that I will go into business, and look at me, I'm in your podcast right now.
And I mean, and that's like the great transformation. And knowing that we're all learning, especially when it comes to the business side of it. I know I'm always learning something new. I'm learning a new way of doing social media. Hopefully, it will work out, make it a little bit easier so we can spread a lot of this joy to as many people as we can possible. And also, like learning new things like email marketing. I know email marketing has been around for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't of great importance when I was first starting out. I was just like, why should I bombard people with emails? But now it's like, oh, okay, I can see its importance now. But like you said, that business side of it, it does take some time. It does take some time. And I'm like, I'm
Indeed,
in year 4
definitely.
and I'm still learning. But as a tutor, so now let's take it to the other side. Like, as a tutor, when you got your first client, like what were some of the things that you noticed was maybe missing? So something that maybe like the parents can kind of look for.
It's definitely the I want to say the inability to recognize the relationships between numbers, because a lot of my students, um they have this difficulty in recognizing that the arithmetics are just related to each other, and I need to break down these concepts into simple and more easy to understand topics. And I think that's something that is missing. On There's a huge gap on it, because math is a cumulative subject, right? You need to understand this first on a very basic level before you can go to the more complex topics. And if they are failing on the basic level of understanding that multiplication is just repeated addition, then we have a lot of problems to tackle.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And then you basically tutor what age?
Primary grade students.
Okay.
So basically 6 years old to 13 years old. There.
Okay. Okay. So that's like a good span, because
Mm-hmm.
especially with the younger ones, they're like working on like those basic concepts. And then like your, as we call them, tweens and teens, when they get to roughly like 13, that's like a different concept plus hormones. Everything is just all over the place and they're trying to figure just their lives out, more or less, the math components. So like you said, everything has like that structure to it. So those foundational pieces, if that's missing, they can kind of catch up, but there will always be like, do you feel like there will always be like slightly behind unless you catch it early?
I think so. Yes, because it breaks my heart every time I see a teenager who is still using multiply what do you call it, the multiplication cheat sheet. They have
Mm-hmm.
this
You're right.
table, right,
Mm-hmm.
and it still breaks my heart if someone still doesn't know what is 8 times 7 without looking at the chart, because here in the Philippines, I mean, I'm from the Philippines, hello. We don't really use that cheat sheet. We are
Mm-hmm.
required to memorize our multiplication table, and honestly it helps me a lot in my formative years. I mean, I think I already memorized my multiplication at age 5. So I I was really advanced and I can understand the concepts, and it my life was easier back then because I know my arithmetic. But now I I observed that that's not the case that's happening right now. Maybe because there's a lot of changes in the system. I know, I mean, I can talk fully about this because I'm not living in the States. So, but I know there are some changes happening right now. So, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something that's affecting the children at the moment. Well, maybe it's just a generation thing because it's a new generation now. So maybe they are learning things differently. But one plus one is still two. Two times two is still four. So there we go. I need to shut my mouth at the moment because I'm
No,
not in the
because
US.
no, no, I want you to keep talking on that because that is exactly, I think you just opened up a lot, not only
Mhm.
for parents of like elementary age kids, but also like the older students. Because as me, because I tutor the older kids, so I
Mhm.
get it when you say that there are still kids that are using the multiplication chart, or ever since they introduced this lovely thing called a calculator, it
Mhm.
replaced a lot of those, that memorization. It replaced the multiplication and division. So I still have students that they've tried to sneak their finger counting underneath the table, and you can see them counting, and it is a problem. But this is the one thing I do notice, that we have like quite a few student or teachers that are from the Philippines, because I remember there was like a huge push here in Maryland. There was like a huge push of a lot of Philippine teachers coming in teaching math, sciences. I think it was just basically math and sciences was the general area because we were struggling in that. And a lot of people, like a lot of the Filipino teachers were like, why are the kids using this? Because they were just like, I don't understand, why are they using that? And you just open my eyes to it. And I'm like, that's why a lot of, there was always like, not really tension, but there was a lot of like certain demands that the Filipino teachers were like, well, you need to know your multiplication tables. And then the parents were like, but they don't. And that's supposed to be taught. And they're saying, well, they're supposed to get it at the rightful age of like, I don't know, 5 or 6, and they still don't get it. So I think a lot of parents just don't understand that. I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing, like you said, but it's also a generational thing. A lot of people are eliminating certain things, certain items, because I don't know why. The changing of education is just, there's so many gaps, and it's not because the kids are not going to school. I think it's because like it's just not part of the curriculum. Everyone's assuming that this part was presented at one point in time, but it also depends on what school the
Yes,
kids are
and
at, right?
in what district and in what state.
Exactly.
Audrey, we need
So,
another podcast discussing this.
yes. This will be like all over the place. So, yep, she's seeing the exact things I see. This is a huge problem. It is. It's almost like there's so many things, bits and pieces that is missing, and we as teachers, we love to clear it up. But at the same time, if I think of it as from a parent's perspective, they're like, okay, so what can I do to help my child out? So I'm hearing for the first time that a lot of components may or may not be addressed when my child's in school, but I noticed that he or she is not doing well in math. So it's kind of like, so what can we do? What are some of the things that the parents can do to get assistance with this? What do you
I
think?
think, well, I have a very uncommon answer on that
Go.
question. I think it's, well, based on just my experience, I think it's parents should stop projecting their math anxiety, their math insecurity to their children, because I mean at an early age, kids should be able to count, kids should be able to do some basic addition, some basic subtraction. But since the parents have this, yeah, it's a generational thing. Since they have this um math anxiety, that's what we call, right? They are, I think
Mhm.
some of them are projecting to their children that, okay, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, it's fine. And no, it's not fine. It's not
Right.
fine. I mean, how can the kids count their money, or how can they tell time? And these are basic necessities in everyday living. So I think parents should inspire their children to explore their math, because math is a science, but it is something that can be taught by any by can be learned by anyone, and it's something that should be fun, something should be engaging. And it just really fills my heart if someone says that they hate math or math is hard, because it shouldn't be hard, and it shouldn't be something that could give you the sweats or whatever. There we go. So there. Yeah, that's a very
But
uncommon
now,
answer.
right? But now you're actually making some transformations. Let me go to a couple comments. Is a teaching approach and also a curriculum issue for many kids. That is true. I know for us, we have like a certain curriculum that we have to follow. And I actually know of some elementary age teachers that would say, you know what, math is really not my thing. And they will kind of skim, just kind of cover, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do some math today. And then, "Ah, that's enough math today. Okay, let's do something fun." So we're already putting it in the kids' minds that math can't be fun. And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yes.
coming from an authority source. Like you mentioned, a parent, because some parents, they had a really bad experience with math and they're slowly passing it on. They're thinking it's generational, and it's not. But then you also have some teachers that they feel they have their anxieties, especially elementary, because to teach everything. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like when
Yes.
this once they get to middle school, they can break it up and just go with their strong suit. But now they got to teach everything. And if they have someone early on that's not feeling comfortable teaching math besides one, two, three, four, then all of a sudden that child has an issue as they advance and as they grow older. So I like that. And then this other person says you can pretty much guarantee that if a child is struggling with maths, they don't know their number bonds or times tables, the whole lot. Like without that foundational piece, it's hard for them to do anything else. Like, like you said earlier on, that multiplication is a fast way of doing addition. But if they don't really understand their number sense and how certain numbers blend, they're not going to be able to do that multiplication piece. So, and one of the other things I think will be a great solution is get a tutor. We're on Two Tutors Talking. Shameless plug, I know, but
Like,
here we
save
are.
yourself from all the trouble.
Oh my goodness. And if not, take a look, because now instead of trying to separate math from fun, that's what Jannylie does. She makes math fun by doing her videos. Like, if you haven't seen, like, what was the inspiration behind your videos? Please share with us.
Well, I was actually watching Khan Academy videos on you are aware of the Khan Academy, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's very famous and it's very really really helpful. So I was just watching the videos and I was like, maybe I can do something like this because I love breaking down complex topics into simple, fun, easy to understand concepts. So I haven't done it before. So my very first math with Tutor Jannylie video, I was really hesitant to do it because all of this what if, but eventually I realized that this is something that I really enjoy doing, and right now I'm already on my episode 12. I'm already on
See?
the
I
episode
love it.
12 of Math with Tutor Janely, and I enjoy doing it more and more. And I am hoping that I could reach more people with my videos. So maybe right now I'm focusing on Facebook, but who knows? Maybe I can do a transition to YouTube someday or very, very soon. Let us see.
I think that'll be awesome, because a lot of the concepts and how you break it down, like, the videos are not very long. For
That's
people that
right.
know me, they know I'm very long winded, and I'm working on that. Okay. That's an internal struggle that I have. But when you look at Jenna Lee's videos, it's to the point, it's not very long. Anyone can focus on it, regardless if you have like ADHD or ADD, or even if you're just like, I only have so much time to understand something, I just want to get to the point. Her videos are excellent with that. I mean, she really gets to the
Oh,
point, but
thank
she
you.
makes it so fun and entertaining. So it's not like, okay, math is boring, blah, blah. Like, if you think math is boring, watch a couple of her videos. Like, literally go to her, type in Tutor Jannylie in Facebook, and you'll see all those pop up, and just take literally 5 minutes of your time. Just 5 minutes, and you'll probably go through like what, two or three videos. And I bet you're gonna be like, oh, I like her. So, and if you do like her, what are some upcoming attractions? Like, what's happening in your tutoring business now?
Oh, I am excited for the upcoming school year because, like what I've mentioned a while ago, I started in April this year. So, next school year will be my first full school year that I will experience. And I am excited about that. I mean, I don't know what I need to expect, but I am ready to help more children, help more young learners, especially in mathematics. And being an entrepreneur, this is something new to me. So here I am really really excited, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. But right now, I can say that I am prepared for the next school year.
Yes. And that's true, because it does, when the summer months come, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
students are not thinking at all about, doing all this stuff. So now a lot of people already started their school sessions, or even if parents, if you're just thinking about, I might want to have them do something before school starts, that'll be good, because then when they finally go into the classroom, it's not like completely foreign, and then you're raising the anxiety. but having that early exposure will help tremendously. So I
I
think this is
agree.
awesome. So, if any of you guys want to really reach out and get in touch with Miss Jannylie and just really trying to break those concepts down, you can actually, one, go to our Facebook group because you need to go see the videos. And two, you can email her, all right, directly just to see what is her availability. Maybe even go for like a meet and greet to see how she can actually help your child out. So you don't have to wait until the tragic 2 days before the end of first quarter. Oh my goodness, what can I do to save my child? No, let's try to be proactive, people, before everything else gets down. So this was awesome. Well, thank you, Tutor Jannylie, for being here. I
Oh, oh.
appreciate you.
Thank you also. I mean, I really am excited and I appreciate being here. But you forgot something,
What did I
Audrey.
forget?
You forgot the for the algorithm.
I know. I'm starting to get popular with this. Kind of try to slip it in there without disrupting you. But if you are watching this live, or hit hashtag live, if you're watching the replay, hit hashtag replay because we need to do it for the algorithm. Because I didn't want to disrupt anybody. So we definitely have a couple people that are watching it live. I think I did this one. Yep, I did this one.
Yes.
I know. I'm looking at all of my stuff, making sure I got all my comments all put it in there. And I have a feeling that this is Sharon with the whole hashtag live
Hi,
because she's
Sharon.
probably like, I think it's
Yes,
like
I watched Sharon's
Sharon and
episode.
Natasha.
I watched
Yes.
Sharon's episode and it was great, honestly.
Yes, and so is this one. I mean, all the ones I've been doing has been fabulous. So, and last thing, I know I have to put my little shameless plug in there, but if you are a parent that you're just like, you know what, I think I could tutor. Well, you know what? Come and join my Facebook group, From the Classroom to the Online Tutoring, where we actually have like minded people that are really interested in tutoring. And as a heads up, this August the 14th, I'm putting together a free workshop for those that are brand spanking new to tutoring and just want to know like my three top hot, definitely I use it each and every time, way that I can get my clients, because that's always the big question. Audrey, how do you get your clients? How do you get your clients? How do you get your clients?
Mm-hmm.
And like how I've been fully booked for the past couple of years, and I'm just actually going to put that together, share and spill. For those that know me, I share a lot. And I want you to really advance into that. So if you're interested, come to my Facebook group. Just go ahead and make sure you answer the 4 questions that come with it. You don't answer the questions, you can't get in. I'm serious about it. Okay.
Yes,
So
and Audrey
definitely,
Audrey does a lot of lives on the group, so those are
yes.
very helpful. So we are hoping that you would join us on the group.
Yes. Look at her just helping me out. Okay. But if anything, that is the end of our Two Tutors Talking. Like one day I'm gonna have like a little song or something, jingle.
An intro,
Uh
an intro and an outro.
that I had to put it in there. So yes, I love to share, and thank you so much. Thank you, Jannylie, for stopping in, and thank you for all that are watching. This is gonna be our end for Two Tutors Talking, but we will be back next week, next Wednesday. So far, it's just gonna be me, which that means I'm gonna be sharing something different. Um, and then I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see each other next time. Take care now.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.